seen from Anthony and Batron from the spring? I know you said you wanted to see the consistency kind of grow from them.
Yeah, they've been pretty consistent now through about 10, 11 days. By far, trying to get them to increase their leadership role still, but really good. They both had a great summer, worked really hard. So far, it's been showing. Sometimes it's a little bit up and down, but more on the good side so far.
How much did those snaps help them a year ago? Because they played a lot of important snaps in critical situations. How much does that little bit of experience help them?
I think it does a lot. I always say Saturdays is a lot different than fall camp and spring ball. You get out there and live bullets are flying. The game at this level is played so fast. So anytime you got guys back that have experience and took as many snaps as they did last year, it definitely helps. And it helps those guys too, the younger guys in the room to learn from those guys. And definitely great to have those guys with more experience coming back.
How does a guy like Anthony, who's 5'11", 6 foot, defend and Hakeem Butler type opponent?
Yeah, he's 5'11". I think he would argue that he's 6 foot.
Yeah,
he's about 5'11". Just no fear. That's kind of the way that we have to live playing corner is getting up there, because we're going to see some really big receivers. We're going to see some really fast receivers. So it's whether they're playing off or their press is getting up there and using their technique and competing and straining. Makes up for a lot. And those guys said they're not the biggest, fastest, or strongest guys, but heck, they compete. They're very coachable guys, and they're going to use their technique and put themselves in the best position to succeed.
Go on.
Yeah.
And there were stories about, even in high school, Anthony being a big-time trash talker. Do you like that? Would you rather them rein it in? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, you have to be confident. I think there's a difference between cocky and confident. Mm-hmm. And we just try to line up and play the next play. We can't get involved in talking and jawing. We know it happens in camp because we're going against the same guys every day. But it's also our teammates, so it's all in good fun. But going out there when we line up August 31st, it's all business. We're going to line up, we're going to play that play, and we're going to move on to the next play. But yeah, those guys, they're more confident than they are cocky. But every once in a while, I got to remind them that that's what we got to do.
For you, as a cornerbacks coach, is that one of the biggest jobs for you when kids get on campus, is the psychological part? Because there's going to be times when you give them a big touchdown or something, and at that position, you're going to get beat, but you got to be up there.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. We know all eyes are on us every single play, and like I said, we got to have the confidence, and we have to have the mindset of, line up and play the next play, no matter what happens. We can't let one big play in a game turn into 10, 15 bad ones, because especially at that position, that's not going to be good for the overall scheme of the defense. So it's just, I could say it till I'm blue in the face, but you have to have a special mindset, because sure, everybody's going to get upset when they give up a big play, but it's just trying to coach them that, hey, we have to move on. That's why you play 4 quarters.
With Speedy and Anthony, when you looked at them on film last year and you just kind of picked apart their game and then getting to know them more, I guess, during spring and fall camp, is there anything that surprised you, either about what their skill set was, seeing them in person and getting to interact with them, or how they dissect the game or anything like that?
You know what, what I took out from watching the film and being around them the first 3 or 4 months in through spring ball, it's kind of what I thought. Both have really good football IQs. Both are very coachable kids, which helps. That helps a lot. And both of them have really great work ethic. So, nothing really surprised me. Everything that I was told about them, was true, and it's been true over the course of the last 7 months now.
Coming into camp, Coach Campbell said that cornerback was maybe the biggest question, just depth. Like, who, if one of those guys had to go out, who comes in? What have you seen from the guys behind them?
That was my challenge to them. Our very first meeting was everybody still saying that we're a young position group. So I challenged some of those guys, to increase their role and build on what they did from spring ball. And I've been pretty happy with the development of the younger guys. Obviously behind Ant and Speedy is Amici Walker has had a pretty good camp. Tavon Kyle's had a pretty good camp. Javion Morton's had a good camp. Kind of the list goes. There's really haven't been one guy that's been disappointing. So I think we're continuing to build, some depth behind those guys, because we know that especially in this conference, it's tough to play 80 snaps a game. So guys that can get in there for 5, 10, 15 snaps, and feeling pretty confident right now about this. Pretty much everyone, all 9 of them, are done pretty well.
Are you to a point where you feel confident enough that, hey, if something happened, you can plug them in, or is it still the point where they've got to, I guess, earn that trust?
You know what? I'm slowly gaining confidence. We had a good meeting the other day just talking about our roster, and there are some guys in there that I feel comfortable that could handle probably 15, 20 snaps. Other guys maybe 5 or 10. So it's just trying to increase those from 10 to 20 and 5 to 15. Just in case something would happen. But I think we're in a better spot right now than we were coming out of spring ball.
Looking at the other side of the ball, what receivers have impressed you?
Well, there's a long list now. We got a bunch of them over there. Obviously, Tariq's been really good. Deshaunte's been really good. We got a couple bigger guys on the outside. Pedway's been really good. Sean Shaw's been good. Joe Skates can run. Wilson can run. Porter can run. So it's really good competition because we're seeing a little bit of mix of everything. Guys that are really skilled, guys that can really run, and some big, thicker guys. So it's giving us good matchups to, just not lining up against the same person every day.
On media today, Coach Campbell said the true freshmen back there have really been impressive. I don't know if it's just physically or mental maturity-wise. How have those guys looked? I think Caponi comes to mind.
Yes, Caponi and DJ both have very good football IQs. So they've done a really good job, especially the first week, as much as we've thrown at them as an install. Pretty good, not too many missed assignments. But they love the game of football. They practice really, really hard, which gives them a leg up, and they're very coachable too. So they're always asking questions. They're in the film room watching. So been really, really pleased with how those guys have been for the first week and a half.
How much Coach Campbell had kind of hinted that your guys' position where maybe some natural size or athleticism can help that spot, I guess, play right away. How much, of a smoother transition is it for a freshman to, I guess, almost jump into that role as opposed to like offensive or defensive line?
Yeah, at the corner spot, I think the uniqueness of the defense is, we try to line up right and left, or field and boundary. So alignment-wise for those guys is easy, and I would say on the defense probably assignment-wise is the easiest too. It's all communication inside with the safeties and the linebackers. Those guys do a great job of getting us on the same page. It's not as complex out there, so it is. What I always tell those guys coming in right away is you're going to make mistakes, but make it going as hard as you can. That's the first thing that stands out, and we'll correct it in film. So I think from a transition of coming in early and playing, that's probably one of the positions on the defensive side that you can do that if you're just a natural football player and you study and you love the game.